Next is, this is a My Big Toe design. This is called My Stitching in Me. And the fabric is 32 count Star Sapphire. And I'm using the called for floss. So I think over here is about, yeah, about here is as far as it goes. So I am, what, 2/3 the way done? I gotta start working on this. Oh, here, let me move my fingers. I'm using the called for floss, and I started, my stitching in me was 5/25 of 2020. This next one was a Christmas present for me from a former coworker when we did our Christmas exchange. This is a Winter Ride. This is a Dimensions kit. So this is 14 count white Aida, and I'm using the kit floss. I have worked on this. I work on this off and on. So that is where that is at. And I started Winter Ride December 25th of 2020. Next is Home is Where the Wreath Is. Fabric is 14 count Slate by BeStitichMe. I am using my own colors so far. So I have done the H, and I am working on the M. And this is one of those projects I take where I stitch on when I don't feel like thinking what I'm doing, or, you know, if I'm traveling, it's a really easy to be in the airport and, you know, just stitch because I've already got the outline going. So I just stitch between the outlines. So that tends to be when I work on that. Let's see. Home is Where the Wreath Is. I started 7/6 of 22. So as you can see, I've got just as many that's been a while ago that I started as I have that I started in January Start Palooza. All right. And that's the end of the medium bin. All right. So we are on cubby number 4. These are supposedly the smalls, which are less than 100 by 100, but who knows what I've actually done. The first one is the Philanthropic Pumpkin by Hands On Design. This was a kit, an exclusive kit she put out for as a fundraiser for Special Olympics. And so the fabric is the kit fabric and all the floss. I don't remember if I bought the floss or not, or if it came with it. But there is the Philanthropic Pumpkin, what I have so far. I believe this was also, I don't even have it on my list. Oh man. Or the, nope, it's under the. I started this last year, January 31st of 2023. This is 32 count antique white linen. Antique white linen. Pull that out there because I forgot all about that. Show you guys that one too. This one made me think of pulling it out to show you. So the next one is not cross stitched, but it is needlepoint. This is Cleopatra's Heart. This is from the Needlepoint Now magazine, and I believe it's that one I'm doing. And that's the top. Where's it? That's the top. That's the reason why I put a T up there. So that's where we're at on that one. And I'm definitely using the called for floss because it's all different types of floss. I have Karen water lilies, there's petite cottons, there's DMC, there's all sorts of different flosses in this. Cleopatra's Heart, I started 1/11 of 23, so this was another January Start Palooza last year. The next is Santa's Hat of Jolly Gifts, Some Ho 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 and Peppermints by Bent Creek. My friend Beth gave me this. And this was a kit. This needs to go in the pile of it needs to get done. So you can see how much. See where I am. I am on this last row of presents. Then I have the snow. And then, you know, over here I need to finish the greenery over here. But this needs to get done. So that is where it's at. Santa's Hat. I started this on 1/14 of 23. So this was another January Start Palooza. This is 18 count linen, but I'm going over 2. And this has got it came with the flosses. It's pearl cottons is what I'm using. So that definitely needs to get finished. I'll be stitching Christmas in February and March, but it needs to get done. The next is Scattered Seed Samplers, Forget Me Not Pin Keep. And I started this. I don't have it written down. I'm not sure when I started this one. And that means I've got more WIPs than I thought. I think I actually started this one this year. I'm not positive. But anyways, so the fabric, it looks like Country Mocha because it's solid on one side and splotchy on the other. So I'm guessing it's a Country Mocha. And of course, I started on the plain side because I wasn't paying attention. And that's where I'm at now. So this was a kit. Last year's pin cushion club through Scattered Seeds on Etsy. That's where I got this from. I was in the club last year. If you are a regular of mine from, you know, long ago, well, not long ago, but I guess I've been doing this 2 or 3 years, you've noticed that in this year I haven't bought very much. I'm trying to be a good girl. I'm not that train of thought just went off the rails. I don't know where that I was going. But I haven't bought much this year. I do have my couple of flosses, Floss of the Month clubs that I'm doing, but that's about all I'm doing. You know what, let me see what size fabric this says it is, because this was part of the kit. 36 count vintage Country Mocha. So I need to write that down. All right, and the next is ABC Sampler by Littlehouse Needleworks. And I believe I'm pulling my own. Let me see. No, I'm using the called for. Except I added the color. Oh, this is a Cosmo floss. This is Cosmo 763. I added, instead of ABC, I put my initials, SLB, in purple. If you don't know me, I'm purple girl. So that is where ABC Sampler The fabric is 28 count Dubloon by Picture This Plus, and I started, this was another January Start Palooza, January 19th of 23. So I have most of the house yet to do, and the leaves on the trees, and then the grass down here. So I'd say I'm about halfway done on that one. And this is Where God Leads, or God Sustains by My Big Toe. I changed the colors on these because these are a little muted for me, so I changed the colors. The fabric is 32 count Artemis by BeStitichMe. And oops, it goes this way. This is where we're at. So I have the words, the tree, and the bunny. So we'll get that in there. Did I tell you I started this January 15th of 23? I don't remember what I've said to you. Next is one of those cute little Lizzie Kate patterns. This is Homework. This one is specifically Too Much Housework Can Make You Croak. And I started this last year, January 29th of 23. And that's as far as I got. The fabric is 32 count magenta Lugana. And I don't know if I showed you this, but that is the one that I'm doing. The frog in the cute little tutu. Or I guess it's a frock. So that's the one that I'm doing. All right, and looks like I did not touch this since I started it last year. And it's my own conversion of floss. Next is, so I ought to count this done because technically it is done. This is Michael's Prayer by Silver Creek Samplers. I think I gave the pattern to a friend. If you've been with me, you know the saga about this one. So the fabric is an unnamed 22 count by BeStitichMe. And let me turn that so you can't see when the light's not on it. You can't really see much of the white words. So I'm adding Access Commodities, the what is this called? Accentuate, to give the white a little more bling. I've got, feels like the top row and to here. So I need to finish this one too. I just need to go over the words that are in white, and it is officially done. But otherwise, it is done except for the accentuate on the words. So that is going in my pile that I need to get done. So Michael's Prayer was started, I don't even have them on my list. Let's see, this is 23, 20, no, this is 24. 22 is when I worked on it as a project for the Embroidery Guild. So I started this probably April of 22, and I finished it, quote unquote, finished it last year sometime, like in the beginning of the year. So that's going to go there. All right. Next is Christmas. This is by Knotted Tree Needlework. This is out of the Christmas Ornament magazine. This 2023. No, 2021. So this is Santa's Wish List. That little guy there. By Knotted Tree Needleworks. Santa's wish list is on 14 Count Ale by Picture This Plus. I started this 10/25 of 22. So I did ornament October in 22, where I started ornaments. My goal was to get several ornaments done in October and get them finished and on my tree. I did quite a few, but he's one that I started but haven't gotten. I'd say I'm about halfway done. I just need to put his clothes on them, and then the Christmas packages. But not close enough to say that I can put them in my my stash over there that needs to be done. Next is, this is Paula Vaughn, inspired by scripture. Oh, this is the one on the back. This is, what's it called? Her Clothing. It's called Her Clothing. It's that purple dress. And I've been having a hard time with it on this, this Picture This Plus Ale. I don't know why I'm having a hard time with it. Her Clothing, I started this on March the 23rd of 22. So I originally started it with 2/2 on this fabric. I don't even know if I have that anymore. I may have. So this was the original one, and I thought it was all bulky. I didn't like stitching on it. I don't know why I cut. Oh, I know why. Because I originally cut the piece out because this is the size it's supposed to be. So this is the reason people ask me why I leave my pattern or my my cross stitch on the fabric, you know, the big old fabric that I'm using. This is one of the reasons why I don't cut them out, because sometimes I do stuff like this and there's a lot of fabric there that I could have just cut this little piece out and then had all this, you know, start working down here. So if you guys ask me why I keep my fabric or my cross stitch on the bunch of fabric, that is why. So anyway, so this was the start and this is the restart. And I left her on. So this is 1/2. I don't think it covers as well, but it's easier to stitch. So Her Clothing, 28 Count Wren by Picture This Plus, and I started this March 23rd of 22. I like that better. So this is a kit that I bought down at the local needlework store. It came with the floss and the fabric. The fabric is 30 Count Raw Belfast. And this is where I'm at. This was started also January Start Palooza last year. This was January the 29th of 23. The next is another Christmas decoration. This is from Amy Brooke in Design. This is the Little Cuties series. I did the penguin. Now I am on, which one am I on? The snowman. Let's see, snowman in the, so I'm doing the snowman in the glove. Little Cuties. This is 28 Count Ecru by Hand Dyed by Rolanda. And I started this little cutie January 16th of last year. So there is the beginning of the little cutie snowman in a glove. All right, next is Rustic Wine Lover Santa by Frony Ritter Designs. I really ought to work on this. I had originally started this to make for a friend for a Christmas present because her daughter is, she makes the wine. She's like in the chemistry part of a winery. But, you know, if I start something for other people, I don't get them done very fast. Anyways, this is 28 count Legacy by Picture This Plus. I am using the called for floss, and there are beads. So I started Rustic Wine Lover Santa on 10/1 of 22. So this must have been part of Ornament October. This is Justice Pin Drum, or am I doing, oh no, I'm doing the Justice Needleberry. So the Justice Needleberry by Heartstring Samplery. I'm doing the strawberry. And it is a 28 count. It's like a white linen, and I believe I'm using the called for floss. So that is the extent of what I have done with the Justice Berry. I started this. This was another one of the January Start Palooza. This was January the 16th of 23. All right, this next one is I Am a Daughter of the Risen King. This was a free chart off of Littlehouse Needleworks. And I've changed my own colors. The fabric is 28 count Lavender Sunset. Says Wiechelt. And 20, let's see. I started this, this was another January Start Palooza last year. This was January the 6th of 23. So you can see I didn't get much done. So if you don't have a lot of money for patterns, go look on the designers' websites for free charts. You're going to find all sorts of free charts. I don't know if you can see, like over in there, I have, let's see, that's Palavon, so they're not free. And then that orange binder, and then these binders down here. There's binders down there, and then there's even more binders that way. I'm a binder girl. So, and a lot of them are free charts that I've gotten off of websites. All right, so this is the last of the small. Then we'll go on to what we call the Fancy Ladies. So this is another Stitching with the Housewives. This is Cardinal Claws. Cardinal Claws is stitched on 28 count Crystal Arctic by Picture This Plus, and I started this 12/18 of 23. So I just started this several months ago. Look at that shimmer. Oh, isn't that pretty? So that's where what is his name? Cardinal Claws. That's where Cardinal Claws is. So I'd say I'm about half done on him. So I need to do, I put his face in, put his belt and his shoes, little lantern. There's some cardinals over here that I need to do, and then the little cardinal in his house and a tree. So I'd say I'm at least, or around half done. So maybe I'll put this in my pile of you need to start working on. So the first of the Fancy Ladies, this is The Rain Queen by Nora Corbett. She is, so the Nora Corbett brand are the smaller ones and the Mirabilia ones are the bigger. She is 112 by 183. I am not a fairy fan, so I am not going to be stitching in her wings, but I'm going to leave the rest of her. Rain Queen is on 32 count autumn by Under the Seas Fabrics. And I started Rain Queen. This was another January Start Palooza. This was January 13 of 23. So that's where she's at. That is what the fabric looks like. So I am working on her headdress and her hair. And again, you can see I didn't do very much. Okay, the next one is, this is the name I couldn't remember before, Bella Filipina. Isn't she pretty? She is our Reina de los Flores, Las Flores. Reina de las Flores. She was also a January Start Palooza. I believe Reina was started on January the 2nd of 23. Her fabric is hand dyed by Rolanda. This is just a number F24. I think I have several of the F24s. And up top. So I had to write T on the top so that I know where she was. Look at that fabric. Isn't that pretty? And that's, let me get this behind it. That's the extent of what I have on Reina. Not a lot. I think I've worked on her 2 or 3 days. All right, the next is Zelda by Mirabilia. Zelda is on 32 count Graceful Gray by Wiechelt. It's the harder Wiechelts. I started Zelda 9/15 of 21. And Leah's wanting out. So that's where Zelda is at. There's a counting mistake over here somewhere, but I'm not sure where. But, you know, I'm a fudger, not a frogger. All right, the next is The Lady of the Flag by Mirabilia. This was also a January Start Palooza. She is on 32 count Weeks Dye Works Platinum. And I started the, oh, I guess this is not a January Start Palooza. This is a Christmas start from 22. So this is 12/25/22. And that is where she's at. And I converted her to a teal version. So instead of all the golds, she's going to be teal like the Statue of Liberty. So this is where she's at. So the Cat Jack, you can see his shadow in there. I let Leah in, or I let Leah go out, and then she went right back in. Jack came in. So it's been quite a couple of weeks since I last seen you. We've had better couple of weeks. We did have to put Sam down, our other dog, the black dog, because he's getting old and he was falling down all the time. So that was February 9th, just before my birthday. So also it's last 3 weeks could have been better. Anyways, so next one is a Joan Elliott design. This is Christmas Spirit. And of course I got her because she's purple. I hand dyed this fabric myself. Christmas Spirit, she was started on 2/29/2020. She was my leap year start 4 years ago. And as you see, she is not done, or nor is she anywhere close. So she, Christmas Spirit, the fabric is 28 count cashel, and I hand dyed it teal and purples. All right, I can tell just by looking at this one, this is red by Mirabilia. I don't know if you have project bags that you know specifically what chart's in it, just by the bag. I put red in my only red bag. Fabric is 28 count vintage smoky white cashel. Red is fun to stitch on. I started her, so May of 22, I had Mirabilia Mondays. Mondays in May that year, I started a new Mirabilia project, and she was one of them. Look at her, isn't she pretty? I just love her. I'm using the called for flosses. All right, so this one is Sabrina by Mirabilia. The fabric is a Sabrina is 32 count Yuletide by BeStitichMe. And Sabrina pops on this fabric. That's where she's at. Isn't she pretty? And I'm doing her as called for. Did I tell you I started her May 2nd of 22? So she was another start in Mirabilia Mondays in 22. These project bags are too small for some of these Mirabilias. All right, so this one is another Mirabilia. This is at the Met. And at the Met was started also in Mirabilia Monday, or Mirabilia. This was May 23 of 22. The fabric is a Wiechelt. I can tell just by the feel of it. It's that harder. And it is 28 count stormy gray. I don't know if I'm going to get that all on the board, but we'll get, we'll go like this. So that is where she's at. And I am using the called for floss on her. The next is another, I don't know why I can't remember that name, Filipina. This is Bellatrix. Bellatrix is stitched on 28 count. I don't see a name to it. So I have written down 28 count Lugana, Monaco by Okasara Lopatina. I don't know. Let me look through my bag and see if I have a sticker or something. Nope, I don't see a sticker or a name of the fabric. Anyways, it is very pretty fabric. It is a dyer that I am not familiar with. I don't remember where I had found the fabric. It's one of the thicker fabrics. Look at that fabric, isn't that pretty? So that is my start on her. She was also a January start Palooza. Beatrix was started January 31st of 23. So that is my start on Beatrix. And I am using the called for. I bought the kit off of BeStitichMe, I believe. she does sell patterns, especially fancy ladies like that. Beatrix. All right, and I believe this is the very last one. I left the biggest for last. Well, no, not the biggest. There are definitely more that are bigger. This is also not cross stitch. This is my other needlepoint project, and this is called Ambrosia Honey. So this is what it's going to look like. This came out of the Needle Arts magazine. This is the EGA magazine. So that's what it's going to look like. And that is where you can see my project bag behind it. And this is where it's at. So I put off doing this because I thought it would be really hard, but these are called Bargello stitch. And it's just lines. Excuse me. So that was really easy to do. The next portion is over here. Comes in parts. So the next part, I believe, are these little green things, and I think the honeycomb behind it. So that's part 2. And I think that's part 3, and I think that's part 4. So, and I think it's all the Bargello stitch. So hopefully I can get it done sometime, but you know, it goes along with all my other projects. So that's where it's at. All right. So I actually added a couple kits or a couple projects to my project list. So let me count and see how many projects I'm up to. Here I thought I was down to like 63. All right, I just counted. I'm back up to 66 WIPs. So if I can manage to get, I have 4 that I pulled out. So I'm going to work on these guys to try my Northern just came out there, these guys. I'm going to work on these projects and try to get them done. That's, you know, I'm not very good at following my own plans, but at the moment, I'm going to work on these 4 to try to get them done. So, I hope you enjoyed my WIP parade. It's, so let me just tell you, I don't know what the editing is going to be like. During the middle of it, I had the little, your memory is full with the iPhone, so I had to go through and delete some things. And then when I started recording, I think it was recording sideways. So if during the video it looks different, you know, that's probably where I had to do some adjustments on the video. And then my battery ran out, so I had to plug in my battery or my phone into my light. So we'll see. This says an hour 38 plus the whatever else I've done, but I'm gonna hopefully edit quite a bit out. So hopefully it'll be around an hour. I'm not sure. So I hope you all are well. As I said, the last 3 weeks or whenever since I've seen you have not been the greatest. They haven't been horrible. It's just thing after thing after thing. Had a nice birthday. Oh, I didn't put, my husband got me very pretty earrings, amethyst earrings. Other than that, you know, it's life. Nothing horrible, but it could have been better. So I hope the last 3 weeks for you guys have been good. I don't think there's anything major going on. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks, I will come back to you with 4 finishes, or at least 1. I want to get this down, my number down below 60. Actually, I want to get back down to like 20 or 30, but that's a lot of stitching to do. So my goal right now is to get underneath 60. All right, and see, I wrote it all out the other day, and I missed some. So what I did was, actually, this is a result of my last video. I decided, instead of just putting the projects that I'm working on in that video, I'm just going to put in my little description box, you know, the little box below. I'm going to just have a list of all my WIPs with the floss or the fabric, and if it's a my conversion thing. So every time I do a video, I'll just put that in there. And then if you have any questions what fabric such and such chart is, just go down to my description box and it'll be there. Hopefully I'll remember to put it there. There are times that I forget to put things in my description box. So, all right, I'm going to let you go so that I can start editing this video, and I will see you when I see you all. Bye, guys.